Okonomiyaki is a super popular Japanese street food. I'm gonna show you how we can make it at home easy as. I've had it a few times at different Japanese restaurants. They always slap, and it's real filling too. So all that you guys need to do is kick back, relax, and watch how I make my okonomiyaki. First step, we need to make a dashi stock. So we're going in with a liter of water. Next ingredient, we need kombu. So I've got 3 knots. These are umami bombs. They are absolutely delicious. Bring this up to a simmer, and then we're gonna turn it down. Let it steep for like 10 minutes on medium heat. Dashi, to sum it up, is just like a fish seaweed stock that's full of umami, full of flavor, and it makes everything delicious. Okay, 10 minutes is up. We're gonna take our kombu out. Now we're going in with some bonito flakes. And we need 10 grams of this stuff. If you want to measure, feel free. I'm just kind of like rolling with it, measuring with my heart. We're gonna leave this on low heat for 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds, turn it off and just steep it. Once the bonito flakes are steeping, we just leave it for another 10 minutes, and that's it, our dashi stock is done. 10 minutes are up, I'm just straining my dashi. The stuff nice and light, umami, super flavorful, yum 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 yum. I'm gonna measure some for my recipe now. We need half a cup of this stuff. I'm gonna chuck this in the fridge just to cool down slightly, and that will help crisp our pancakes up. Making okonomiyaki. I'm using 1 large spring onion for the batter. If you like spring onion, add this amount. If you like a little bit less, add a little bit less. The most important veg in okonomiyaki is cabbage. Or the Japanese love their cabbage, eh? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the stem out, or the hard coarse bit. We don't really want to eat that. And now at this point you can separate them and slice them thin and whatever. Bro, I cannot be bothered. I got a food processor that can do that for me. And so I'll just make it a little bit easier on the food processor. Cut it up. And we want the cabbage a little bit on the fine end. And that's just so our batter can stick together. Watch, 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 watch. 1, 2, 3, done. That's the texture we're going for. I'm just giving it a nice wash. It's gonna keep it crispy. Chuck that down. We don't want to chuck this directly in the batter once it's not drained, because have a look, there's still heaps of water in there. So just chuck that to the side. The vegetables that we're gonna use for our batter is done. So we can actually get onto the batter now. We go first, eggs. Correct. 3 eggs, half a cup of dashi. And we're going half a tablespoon of oil. Give that a mix in. Traditionally, when they make okonomiyaki, they use, I think it's like Japanese mountain yams. There's no Japanese mountains here, so I've got a mix of fine flour and all-purpose flour. The fine flour I'm using is 00 flour. If you have cake flour in your area, use that. But we're not making pizza, but 00 flour is not only for pizza and pasta. Triple uses, multiple uses. We go in with the flour. Why don't I make that noise? Half a teaspoon of sugar, no salt, half a teaspoon, Jesus, half a teaspoon of salt, no sugar, no sugar. Please, please no sugar. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. And we're going in with a 1/4 cup of cornstarch as well. The texture of an okonomiyaki is crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside. We got no mountain yams here. Look, that's such a Japanese ingredient. So that's why I've got the fine flour and cornstarch. It's gonna soften the batter up. The baking powder is gonna make it crispy on the outside. And it's kind of like a bootleg version that anyone at home, anyone in the world can do. Once we got our dry ingredients, incorporate. And guys, very, very important, we don't overmix this. We overmix this, we die. So for me, this is too thick. I'm gonna go in with 1 more egg. And we just want like a pancake batter, you feel me? It needs to be like gloopy, it needs to be yum. So once we have this, It's still a bit thick for me, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more dashi. If you don't want to use dashi, you can use water as well. Got like a tablespoon of dashi going in. At this point, everything's combined for me. So I'm not going crazy, I'm not going insane, I'm not whipping it up. We need to relax, alright? Just relax, just relax, just relax. That's the perfect consistency for me. That's great. Next in is our drained, strained cabbage. It seems like a lot, and that's because it is. Cabbage is delicious. And spring onion as well. Pack the veggies in. I'm just folding this in. Actually, I'm just folding this in. And you guys can see on the camera it's becoming one. At this point, I'm gonna chuck it in the fridge for it to just do its thing. Time for the super fun part. We're cooking now. Going with a decent amount of oil on the bottom. I say a decent amount, but it's like maybe like a teaspoon. Get your okonomiyaki batter. Give that a mix around. It's been having a nap in the fridge. If you didn't have yours napping in the fridge, then still give it a mix around. The thing with okonomiyaki, you need to have a little bit of height to it. You can't just have it like super flat. Otherwise, it just ain't gonna work, bro. You need to have it a little bit high. Probably like that. That's why I'm going for this kind of pan. Small, pretty good size for individual portions. And I can load that shit up. So I'm just spreading this to the sides, and we want to make sure that all of it is like the same level. So whether you want to do that kind of motion or just the press. I'm cooking this on medium heat, and I'm going to add some really thinly sliced bacon to the top. Okonomiyaki looks delicious, bacon's on. Now we're just going to walk away 5 minutes, let it do its thing on the bottom. Alright, now we need to give this a flip. Oosh. Look at that! And with some okonomiyaki sauce. And we want like a decent amount. Go a little brushy and brush it on. All over, all over. Once all of that's coated, we're just gonna leave it. And that's so the bacon can get super crispy on the bottom. Hey Siri, timer 2 minutes. Let's give this a flip. Look at that! Look at that crispy bacon. Now we're gonna go heat off. Don't flip it back on the pan. Flip it onto a plate. Going with some okonomiyaki sauce on this side. I reckon we should go straight in the middle. Top that with nori. And a decent amount of bonito flakes on top. This is how we're looking. This is our okonomiyaki. Oh, look at that caramelization. Sauce, everything is on point. In the middle it's still quite soft. Well, it still looks soft, which was the whole goal about this, but shh. What the hell? Bro, that's so tasty. This absolutely slaps. It's hardcore addicting. Bro, so good. That's so good. It definitely holds true to its name. Like, it is a savory pancake. I'm an absolute savory fiend, so I'm going crazy for this. The sauce, the saltiness from the bacon. Look, shh, enough talking. And Sunday is usually the day where I eat crepes or pancakes, but I think I might switch to okonomiyaki, yeah. It just seems like it's a joke. Crispy, texture, soft, delicious. You know what's good? When you just can't stop yourself. Like, I'm saying to myself in my head, stop, I want to do the outro, stop. And every time I'm going for another bite, another bite. I love doing this video. That was so tasty. Please, if you enjoyed the content, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram or in the comments if you want me to cook up anything that you want to see next. And I'll catch all you guys on the next one.